Welcome back, everybody, to another fantastic edition of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. It's your boy Gio from A Week in Geekdom, joined by the always awesome comics guy Lou. How you doing, buddy?
So, man, it's another day in paradise.
Yeah, baby, that's the right attitude to have, especially on a Wednesday night when nothing's really going on. Welcome, everybody, tonight, as we call it, just for fun. It's media night, so we're going to talk some comic book news, gaming, movies, whatever. We're going to review some shows like Peacemaker tonight because we watched it, even though it ended last week, right?
Yes, and now I don't know what to do with my Thursday morning.
I used to watch them on Fridays just so I could watch something while I had lunch at work, but now I'm going to miss it because it was a fun way to spend an hour. So yeah, we're going to talk about all that stuff, and if the chat has any questions, of course we're going to answer it. Let me get this right out the gate. The show is brought to you by the fine folks at InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions, up to 50% off, sometimes even more. Right now, you can go onto their homepage and find deals up to 65% off on books. When it comes to collected edition, guys, you got to head out to In Stock Trades. You got your omnibus, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, all that fun stuff. You get it at IST, In Stock Trades. Of course, $50 or more gets you free shipping in your order. And of course, there's the loyalty discount. So an extra 2% if you order on a week-by-week basis. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. Also, quick shout out, next Monday is the gift card giveaway. So you want to participate on that, just come back and watch the show, and you can put your name in and see if you can win the $50 gift card courtesy of InStockTrades.com. All right, there we go.
All right.
So thank you to the chat. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in and everybody watching later. We got a whole bunch of random news. First of all, I'm going to share the screen real quick here. Let's get some movie news out of the way. This should surprise no one that they're already announcing that there's going to be a second The Batman movie.
Oh, my God.
Of course it's going to happen.
Of course.
And I think that's going to be, sorry, grabbing a bottle of water here. I think that's going to break open the multiverse within movie theaters for them. I don't know if they're going to handle it properly. We'll see. But Matt Reeves has confirmed that there are talks for the Batman 2. We're also getting a Penguin spin-off show on HBO Max, which is interesting because before Peacemaker, I would have said, no way that's going to work. But after Peacemaker, anything's possible on HBO Max.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm kind of wondering if they go a Tony Soprano route with him, where
that'd be fun.
You're kind of just going through a day in a life. I don't know, maybe a character examination of him. I don't know. It could work. I mean, like you said, after Peacemaker, any of this stuff could work. And Matt Reeves is a really great director. So,
yeah, I think Catwoman also has a spinoff in the works, as well as the GCPD, which will be based on the Greg Rucka Brubaker Gotham Central, which is great because I remember when the Gotham TV show was first coming out.
Oh my God.
We were sold on the idea there was supposed to be a Gotham Central adaptation, and it wasn't.
No.
That was a horrible exercise in TV writing.
That was, well, hey, to be fair, I heard it got better as it went along. And I heard their rendition of the Joker, not terrible, although they pulled the evil twin bit.
It does. It looks, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. It does look terrible. It may not be terrible, but it certainly looks terrible, to me at least.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried on different occasions to watch that show. I couldn't, man. I tried. Not for me.
Yeah, no. I did the same thing you did too. Everybody's like, no, you should stick with it. It gets good. I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's that format where this is the outdated format where every season is 18 episodes or 24 episodes.
24 episodes, yeah.
It's too long. It's way too long.
24 episodes. That's like a whole show right there on one season.
Yeah, it's just way too long nowadays.
Yeah. NFL dude, what's worse? Too much Star Wars on Disney Plus or too much Batman on HBO Max? Both have very strong, hard-headed fans. I'll say
Yeah,
that much online.
yeah.
Because the Batman fandom kind of turns me away from Batman, and the Star Wars fandom sometimes make me hate on Star Wars. So I distance myself from both. I enjoy them, but I don't participate in the discussions with a lot of people, except you wonderful people. I
Let,
will say
yeah.
maybe too much Star Wars because that's what we have. We don't got Batman right now.
I'm gonna go with Star Wars, and I'm gonna say I'm looking forward to the Lord of the Rings fandom turning into the Star Wars 2017 fandom
Ooh,
when that series comes
shoot!
out,
I
because you
should have
know it's gonna happen.
I should have included that in the topic tonight
You know it's
because
gonna happen.
people I don't understand how everything just turned upside down, and you got people upset, and you got racist people, and you got people of all walks of life dishing on Lord of the Rings and talking about diversity and all those crazy topics that are in the news right now. I'm like, guys, it's a fantasy series about fake characters. Yes, it's based off on a beloved IP, but like, calm down. You know, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. But they're already ready to review bomb it. It's crazy, man.
It's a fictional story with characters that were written in what, the 1940s?
Yeah, I mean, this show, the Power, what was it called? The
The Power of the
Power of
Rings.
the Rings or whatever.
Yeah.
It's based on selected works from the Silmarillion, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
But people are up in arms because I don't know.
Yeah. I don't get it either. I mean, look, I'm a nerd. I will probably admit that, but I'm not that big of a nerd that I got through the Silmarillion. So
I read a good portion of it, but not all of it.
God bless you.
Yep, it was
Um,
it's good. It's just it is what it is.
it is what it is. I don't know, man. Okay, so for me, yeah, I'm gonna go with you. It's Star Wars. Um, Mostly because okay, so we didn't talk about this last week, but did you see you saw all the Book of Boba Fett, right?
Oh, I haven't even talked about the Book of Boba Fett, my favorite Star Wars character.
Okay.
Uh, I gotta be honest with you.
Okay.
I didn't I didn't quite love the show,
Okay.
and I thought they just didn't know what to do with the show.
Yes.
And the introduction, I did not like the introduction of the Mandalorian whatsoever
Uh-huh.
because I knew as soon as they said we're gonna need some backup, I'm like, damn it, you're gonna introduce Mandalorian, and everybody's gonna go crazy about that stuff, and they're gonna ignore Boba Fett.
Yeah.
The show was already kind of walking on eggshells, trying to do something with the character, and now you're doing this, and then you go with Grogu, Luke, and all that stuff. I'm like, this is fine, but I would give me that in Mando season 3. I don't need that stuff here. What the hell?
I'm I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked Jess.
Yeah.
I felt this way. Did it feel like they got halfway through this season? They were writing it, they were in they were pre-production or whatever, and then they realized this is not turning out how we thought it was going to turn out. We've already kind of got a blueprint of where we want to take Mando. Let's just crowbar that into here.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I mean, also, they had some really interesting ideas. I loved the whole subplot with the Tusken Raiders
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
Boba finding a family of sorts and
Mhm.
a new lease on life, and the revelations when he did the whole lizard up his nose and all that stuff. He had this whole hero's journey, or starting a hero's journey on a path of redemption, and the Tusken Raiders being a stand-in for Native Americans and their lands being desecrated and robbed and murdered and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm really liking this. But then they wanted to do the whole flashback and back and forth between the past and the present time, and him and Boba wanting to be a daimyo of Tatooine or Mos Eisley, and nothing really happened in that. And then at some point near the end, spoilers, Cad Bane says like, I don't get it. Why are you doing this? And Boba's like, these are my people and all that stuff. I'm like, yes, but I never understood why they're your people. I didn't see you hanging out with the people. I didn't see you defending the people. I just saw you doing political play with gangsters, you know?
Can I tell you, I hated those dudes on the motorcycles.
It was I appreciated the tongue in cheek of them being like American Graffiti style characters,
Yeah.
but it was just so lame is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But,
No,
yeah, go ahead.
this I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I will say I was about to completely drop it until, yeah, it's not far off. Until everybody basically said, no, stick with it. Watch episode 4 because episode 4 is pretty huge. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll put on episode 4. Oh shit, this is a Mando episode. He's not going to be in the whole episode. Oh wow, this is the whole episode.
It's the whole episode.
It's the whole episode. I'm like, okay, all right, next week. All right, I'm gonna stick with it. Let's see what. Oh shit, that's Luke, and that's Grogu.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we not getting Boba Fett in the rest of this Boba Fett show?
Also, the final episode was really cool. I liked it a lot, all the fighting and whatnot. But I know this is going to be blasphemous. You guys are going to hate me on this. It's a hot take. I'm starting to feel the Grogu fatigue happening.
I can see that.
Especially, and I find it really awkward when they are doing the animated scenes with the character and he's jumping and moving around. And I'm like, yep, that's a puppet. Yeah, look at that puppet go. That's a puppet. Okay, yeah, sure. You had a freaking Rancor going apeshit on Mos Eisley, and there's a little puppet walking around, and it's so weird. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah.
But like I wasn't feeling Mando at all. And the thing is, the Mandalorian is a response to the fact that we had this vacuum of not having a Boba Fett character.
Mm-hmm.
So he is that ideal bounty hunter that we had in our heads since Return of the Jedi. He filled that role. And now that they decided to revive Boba Fett, how do you balance the two aspects? Because people need to remember that Boba Fett's old. He's not a young warrior like Mando who can do all these crazy stuff. Boba's a little bit more methodical and whatnot. And I love the idea that he wants change. He doesn't want to be a bounty hunter anymore, and he wants to be of merit, of worth, and have people and family around him. That's great. That's phenomenal. And I don't know. It just fell flat. I thought they could have done something cool. They could have maybe one of the Tusken Raiders could have survived, and that could have been like motive for him for Boba at the end to finish off the bad guys even more or something. I just thought they had a really nice idea with Tusken Raiders, and they just completely fell off and just started doing random bounty hunter stuff.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if they had, if maybe they had originally planned the Grogu story would be 2 seasons, and then we're gonna move on, and Mando moves on to the planet because he was supposed to. He's got the sword. He has to deal with that whole thing. But Disney the mouse might have said that that green little imp makes a fucking ton of money, so you better figure out a way to bring him back.
And it's great, and I love that it referenced stuff from the Clone Wars and Episode 3 with his backstory. That's fantastic. But like, is Mandalorian always going to be lone wolf and cub in space? Is that the whole shtick of the show? I don't know.
That's what it seems like. Especially
also,
now,
they have this idea of making sort of like I think what they're going to do is make this is pure speculation. I think they're going to end up doing a movie or a trilogy of films, movie style of it's not speculation. Everybody knows this of rebuilding the Jedi Order and whatnot, but eventually it does fail because it has to line up with episode 7, 8, and 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where they're headed. But it's weird. Also, James brings up a good point. Black Stan, or however you say that name, it was really cool the first time. But then at one point I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the final episode when they shoot him in the leg and the thigh and he's limping, it just looked like I had a huge Halloween costume and the foot was like bending and it was really awkward. I'm like, this is kind of like cosplay Wookiee going on. What's happening here? I love that he showed up with the twins, with the Jabba the Hutt's cousins. Yeah, the twins were his cousins or whatever. Mm-hmm. I love that, and that he gave a good look at Boba, like what's up? We're on opposite ends, but then they kept adding him to the show for no real reason, just eye candy and Easter eggs for comic book fans. I don't know.
Cad Bane was great. I
love that. Even though I don't care about the character, he was awesome because they got the same voice actor from the TV show. He's voicing the character in the show as well.
Yeah, he was badass. They did a great job with Cad Bane. I loved him. He's what you wanted him to be. I don't honestly think he's dead. I would imagine they're going to bring him back for another season.
That'd be cool if he survived. Everybody survives in freaking Star Wars.
Yeah, nobody really dies in Star Wars. I mean, except for Leia. And even then, she got launched out into space, and then she Supermaned her way back in.
She Mary Poppins that shit and came back. I don't want to be morbid, but in that movie, I thought that was that's how they get rid of the character because unfortunately Carrie Fisher is no longer with us. I thought that was your exit strategy. No, she came back.
The reason I was just laughing is because I just heard my wife in the background say that was bullshit. She hates Star Wars. She just does not get it. She doesn't care for it. She's tried watching it, and it doesn't do anything for her.
Yeah. Sasmerv, he's annoyed at the Luke scenes. I'll tell you what, Disney got extremely lazy for not getting Mark Hamill back to voice himself, and that sounded extremely creepy and awkward to hear Luke automated messages from Luke from a generator. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't like that at all. It was so awkward hearing him talk in like it sounded like Cookie Fortune sentences all the time and super slow. And I get it. He's found peace or whatever, but like, couldn't you? Mark Hamill's a bona fide voice actor and he's voicing himself. Pay the money.
Well, here's the thing. They must have paid him something because they had to use his likeness and his voice. So he got a check for that.
He did his voice for Mando season 2, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But for this one, nothing, because it was all computer generated with a stand-in body double.
That's getting creepy. I
don't like that.
Weird.
I give it like 5 years before we see a dead guy come back on screen.
Yeah. No. It's getting a little creepy and weird with the whole dead people and they're bringing them back when old people and they're Disney. It's tech wise, it's friggin' impressive because if you look at even last year when they had him show up in Mando to now, it's night and day almost the difference of how good the tech looks. He looks great in this season. There's a little bit of something off with the mouth, I think sometimes that you could kind of see that something's not quite right. Yeah. But aside from that, it's getting there, and it's really freaking close.
Oh, yeah. And man, the Boba Fett show is meant to be a launch pad for season 3. But the Book of Boba Fett lives as a spin-off from Mandalorian, so it's a little bit weird. And yeah, they go hand in hand because they're both Mandalorians. And at the end of the day, I don't want to hate on it too much because it brought me back to when I first saw Boba Fett and fell in love with that character. And the other day I was cleaning up and I found a massive tub of just a sea of plastic of just all the action figures and pops and stuff that I own. And I did not know I had so many Boba Fett toys and merch stuff. And I really love that character ever since I saw him in Empire and Return of the Jedi. So I love the show just because you finally gave me validation that frickin' Boba Fett did escape the damn Sarlacc pit after so many people made fun of it and said, "Oh, he didn't escape; he's dead." Like, no, he's alive. So I'm happy. And Tamara Morrison, I think he did a fantastic job as Boba Fett.
No, he was great. He was very good on the show, and I think the issue with Boba Fett is that people had this expectation of who the character was, when the fact is a lot of that stuff that you loved about the character, and there's nothing wrong with that, was from the old EU,
Yeah.
was from the old extended universe. That stuff is no longer canon anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of a completely different character than what most people were probably expecting out of it.
Yeah.
And it led to some people being disappointed because the reality is Boba Fett only has like 2 minutes of screen time at most in the original
I think so.
movies.
4 lines of dialogue, I think.
Yeah,
Total.
he has almost nothing. And then he shows up and then he jetpacks himself into the Sarlacc pit, and that's the end of the character.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully they do come back, make a second season, and fix some things. I
Mhm.
think I love Robert Rodriguez. I think he was out of his element. I don't think he should have directed any of Boba Fett
I agree.
because
I
it was so random to see. I'm like, this is Robert Rodriguez doing this. What's happening?
And the thing is, there is a very distinct difference in tone and in style from the Rodriguez stuff versus, say, the Bryce Dallas Howard episode, where
Yeah.
I thought she crushed it. I
Oh, yeah.
thought
He's great.
she's had the strongest. She had the strongest episode this season, and she had one of the strongest episodes last season.
Mm-hmm.
She is coming into her own right as a fantastic director.
Yep. I think her dad has to watch out.
Yeah, yeah, she's kicking ass, dude. She's really doing a good job.
Michael Collins. Honestly, didn't like the actor. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Boba Fett was my first Star Wars action figure. Hell yeah.
Ah,
That's awesome. I have, but I don't want to move the camera, but in my Kalax, now I have a Slave 1. Sorry, Fire Spray, because they changed the name.
oh,
That's
geez.
dumb. Slave 1, and I have in my Asian movie shelf, Asian cinema movie shelf, I found a couple figurines of Boba Fett. So, yeah, I'm all hyped up again for the character. Okay, so moving on from Boba Fett and Star Wars, because we could do a whole show about that.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about Peacemaker, because that and I thought that was phenomenal. I loved every single episode, and I gotta say, my standout scene from the show, even though he is a racist douchebag, when Peacemaker, should I put this on the spoilers? Spoilers for Peacemaker. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to ruin something. Don't hate me because I'm going to talk about it. So this is your last warning. I'm going off on a tangent here to give you enough time to click away while I spoil some of the aspects of Peacemaker. Please, again, do not be mad at me because I'd be mad if I'd listened to this fool talk about something. So yeah, spoilers for Peacemaker. When the final confrontation happens between the White Dragon and Peacemaker,
Mhm.
that whole and what's the actor's name? I always forget his name.
Is it Robert Patrick?
Robert Patrick. He's
Yeah.
great in everything that he does, and he, from what I've seen online and from what I've read, he's the kindest soul, and he just plays the biggest assholes that you can ever imagine. I don't know how he does it, and everybody has so many nice things to say about him. But that scene where he's giving his speech about the mistake of raising Peacemaker,
Yeah.
I got goosebumps. That was just fantastic acting. And I went back and watched that scene again, and he's delivering that speech and falsely invoking God or whatever. And in his head, he's right, obviously, because he's a bad guy.
Mhm.
But we know he's wrong. I love that. And his ultimate fate with him being shot and everything, I love that. That was my favorite episode of the show.
All right.
But yeah, let's go back. Let's go back a little bit. What did you think overall about the show of Peacemaker?
Uh, Dude, it's hands down the best thing I think DC has put out. Like movies, TV series. I honestly think out of the DCEU, this is the best project that they have come up with, and it's by a country mile for me. I love James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I thought that was fantastic. I love Shazam. I thought that was really fun. But this is so much more fun. This is so much. To me, this was so much better because I didn't. I think part of it is I didn't expect him to pull it off as well as he did, because you're taking Peacemaker, a character that, man, is kind of an asshole. He's not really likable per se in
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad movie. He's not meant
Mhm.
to be, and you're making a whole show out of it. And damn if he didn't pull it off. I think he pulled it off better than I expected, simply because, well, how can we make Peacemaker an asshole likable
Yeah.
and sympathetic? Oh, we'll make his dad a white supremacist. Okay, yeah, that'll do it. Um, Not only that, it's got everything that James Gunn is good at, and it's got all his sensibilities. It's got body horror elements. It's great on the comedic stuff. It's fucking weird at times, and
Yeah.
they embrace it. And it doesn't necessarily take itself too seriously. It knows when to be lighthearted, and it knows when it's time to be serious. But at the same time, there's always this bit of tongue in cheek to it that I really love. I mean, you've got a fucking eagle, a bald eagle that's hugging a person in the opening.
That was amazing.
It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Um, and right from the beginning, look, everything you need to know about the series is in that opening. Is in that opening. Is in the intro.
Yeah.
If you hate the intro, you might as well shut it off, because the show's not going to be for you. It's just not.
Yeah.
If
That's
you
true.
love it, then dude, fucking A. 8 episodes. I could have gone for a whole lot more. I can't wait for season 2. Um, I really loved the little cameo that we. So we're on spoilers. So I love the fact that they were able to bring in some of the members of the Justice
That
League.
was so unexpected. I'm like, oh, we're doing it. Cool.
I did not expect that, and for a second, I'm like, "Holy shit, is that Henry Cavill?" They actually got Henry Cavill back in the suit. Oh, they didn't show him.
Uh,
Okay,
it was that version of the character. It just wasn't Henry.
yeah, yeah.
Same with Wonder Woman.
I would imagine it might have been a scheduling thing. Maybe they couldn't get him in to shoot it, or whatever it was. But um, yeah, man, I really wanted to see those two. But regardless, it was awesome seeing Jason Momoa as Aquaman and Flash interact with each other in that whole
Yeah.
fucking thing.
I love that they didn't take themselves seriously and
No.
had fun with it. And R-rated Aquaman, yeah, I'm all in for that. Give
Yeah.
me more of that.
Yeah, no, that was really fun. That was really cool. Peacemaker's whole speech about Batman, I think it's in the first episode. I
Yeah.
stood up and applauded. I was like, he's not wrong. He's absolutely not wrong what he's saying.
You know, we never got to see more of the neighbor, the old guy, nosy
Yeah.
neighbor.
Yeah, I thought that would have been something else. He's in the intro.
A lot of people were speculating, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but it would be awesome if it was that the old guy is Batmite secretly in disguise. That was genius. I'm like, yeah, let's make it happen.
Holy shit. Okay, and the references. There are so many references and stuff
Oh, yeah.
sprinkled into
Let's
this.
see if I can find a list here.
There's Batmite, which I would have thought that would have been a hard no for DC, as far as the DC universe confirming that that Batmite is a thing.
Mm-hmm. It's canon now.
It's canon. Kite Man. If you look in the back, there's like a movie. There's a not movie. There's a
News
newspaper.
clipping. Yeah.
Yeah, and it says Kite Man on it. What the fuck? Dude.
I found an article the other day, but now I can't find it. All the references that Peacemaker makes, the actual character, because he talked about what was the character that eats everything?
Judo
From
Master.
the Legion of Heroes or whatever.
Oh,
Wash.
They mentioned him briefly. Matter Eater Lad.
There we go. Yeah, yeah. Wow, Doll Man. There's a lot of Easter eggs. Joker. He talked about Mad Hatter, and
Hmm.
like that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I honestly would have thought they would. I would have thought at least Batmite would be a hard no for them. They'd be like, no, we're not. No, 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 you're not referencing Batmite. But I'll be damned, they snuck it in there. They got it in there, man. So
Yeah.
it's. I need a season two, and right away we know we're getting a season two. I think they've already confirmed. They've confirmed that we are getting a season two.
Hmm.
But it's gonna be a minute because Gunn has even said he's gonna take a break after the Guardian stuff.
He's shooting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the Christmas special, and then he's doing the Wile E. Coyote movie with John Cena. Do you know
Is
about
he?
that one?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't hear about
he's either a writer or producer on it.
that.
So that movie, I want to see it because that's my favorite Looney Tune character.
Hmm.
Wile E. Coyote, 2D mixed with live action, and he's suing Acme for all the damaged products and stuff. So I'm all in. That's a hilarious idea.
That sounds great.
Which
Uh,
reminds me, we also let me take this off. So yeah, Peacemaker's great, awesome, great characters. The music was great. The whole
mhm.
soundtrack was awesome. I love the
Oh my
usage
god.
of glam metal and hard rock. That intro's legendary. What else am I missing? The villains. I love that. Leave it to James Gunn to make a new villain for the DC universe
Yeah.
with the butterflies, because that's not anywhere in any comic.
Nope.
I thought when we first did one of these episodes and talked about the first 3 episodes of the show,
Mhm.
I mentioned that the plot of the butterflies reminded me of something like the Reach or villains like that, the Blue Beetle type villains.
Yeah.
And I could sort of see that, but it wasn't that. It was an original concept, which was cool, kind of scroll-ish, if you will. So yeah, overall, just a 5 out of 5 for me. I loved it. I
Oh, same.
can't recommend it enough.
Real quick, can we talk about how he out Captain America in
With
that?
the shield,
Oh, how badass was that, dude? Where he's
yeah, I'm like,
flinging it around and he shoots it.
yep.
Oh my god, that was so
And
good.
the thing was, he mentioned when making the character for the Suicide Squad movie,
Mm.
Gunn said, "Think like ignore what you know about the character of what you read. Just do like a douchey version of Captain America." So I love that that went full circle at the end of the season, and we got to see that with the shield and the handgun and all that. Like, yeah, baby, let's go.
Oh my god, I want more.
Vigilante was great. A lot of people were complaining, oh, that's not how Vigilante acts in the comics. Let's face it, guys. They tried doing that. We had Vigilante in the Arrowverse, and nobody cared. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Nobody cared. I didn't care. I had a friend from work that was really excited, but that's because he
Mhm.
read Vigilante stories back in the 80s. I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't care about Arrow Vigilante. This one, yeah, he's a little bit Deadpool esque or whatever, but he still kicked ass. He still brought it and
yeah.
helped the team, even though he was stupid. But
He was an idiot. He was an idiot. But one of my favorite moments, it's a small moment, is I forgot his name, Beard Dye, when he goes running in the
oh,
field, he trips over
Economos.
Economos, he trips over a plant and he breaks his leg in half, and you see the bone. What the?
Judo Master. Judo Master was awesome.
Yeah,
What a surprise hit from that. Didn't do much in the series at the beginning of the series. You thought he was going to play a bigger part, and he wasn't. I He got sad at the end when he saw the dead butterflies. So
hmm,
I thought, oh, so he was sympathetic towards them, I guess.
I guess.
Vigilante was great. Yeah, hopefully we get more of him, sorry. And there's a spin-off in the works of another character from the Suicide Squad. I don't know if I want to see another show. Maybe a TV movie would be fun. I
Well,
would like to see either what's Idris Elba's name in the movie?
oh,
Bloodsport.
yeah.
I could see a movie for Bloodsport, or maybe a TV show with Ratcatcher.
I think I think Bloodsport would be too similar to, in a way, would be too similar to Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I think if they were to go that route, which apparently they are, the obvious choice would be for me, Ratcatcher, or they're it'll probably be a Harley Quinn or Harley Quinn.
Who survived the movie? I don't remember.
It
Bloodsport,
was
Harley,
King Shark.
King Shark. They're not going to do that. That's going to be super expensive.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna do it.
Ratcatcher, obviously Peacemaker. It doesn't give you a lot of options. So if it's based off a character that we already saw,
It's Ratcatcher.
Ratcatcher, Harley, I doubt it because I think Margot, she's a big enough star that she wants to have another movie.
Yeah.
In theaters, not HBO movie. Bloodsport, it's got to be Ratcatcher.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Ratcatcher. I think they can do a lot with that character, and not only that, Sebastian. I don't like rats, to be honest with you.
No, at all. Sorry if you guys do, but no.
Yeah, but Sebastian was adorable.
Yeah, and what's the thing I'm missing from that movie? No, King Shark. King Shark would be cool in an Aquaman cameo.
How would you do King Shark? How would you do a full series out of that King Shark?
King Shark would be cool if they did like an animated short.
Yeah.
Or like a 3-episode thing or something animated.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Peacemaker overall solid, loved it. Can't wait for more. Let's take this off.
I just remembered Weasel survived.
He's still hanging around.
Weasel is still hanging around, and Nathan Fillion's character has confirmed that he is still alive.
Yes, that's true.
The arm fall off ladder, whatever.
TDK? Was
something something like that.
Yeah. I've got my 2 rats on my lap right now, aka 2 terriers.
Aww.
Nice. That's awesome. Next Imaginaut. They need to do a Task Force X show with Ratcatcher, Bloodsport, and a handful of new characters. Yeah, that could also be a good idea. Make the Suicide Squad a TV show instead of a movie.
Well, I don't see how they... Damn it, you're going to have to put spoilers up because of the end of Peacemaker.
Hold on. Spoilers again. There we go.
I don't see how they're going to come back to that idea because the whole thing at the end of Peacemaker is that Amanda Waller and the Suicide Squad gets outed.
Oh, yeah, that's
her
right.
Her daughter flat out says to everybody in front of the TV saying, yeah, this is what's going on. And they've been using prisoners and all this other stuff. And my mom's the one that's been doing it. That was the ending of that show. So I don't know if they're going to... How do you go back from that?
Yeah. Somebody suggested that... I'm looking for the cast here because I don't remember their names. Hardcourt. Amelia Hardcourt. She would be a good replacement for Rick Flag.
She would be very good. She's also now James Gunn's fiance.
There you go.
They got engaged over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for them. Good job.
Hell yeah. We don't get HBO Max in the UK. That sucks. I unsubscribed because I was not interested in watching shows from HBO Max. But I'm interested again because they have a healthy catalog now in 2022 of stuff. So I'm interested.
Yeah, we got to get rid of some of the stuff we have because we're subscribed to everything.
Really?
Hulu, Peacock, you name it, we pretty much got it. Hulu, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, HBO, we've got it all at this in our house.
What would be the minimum for you guys to keep?
Fuck. Okay. Disney Plus has to be on there. We have to have Disney Plus just because we love the animated movies and stuff like that. My daughter loves the animated movies. Yeah. We like this. I love the Marvel stuff, so that's a must. Netflix, this day and age, you just can't get rid of Netflix because they're
the top dog.
Yeah, they have a lot of garbage.
They're the ones that started it all.
Here's the thing: Netflix has 99% garbage. 99% of it is not. It's not that great. 99% of what they have, but the 1 to 2% that you're like, you know what, this isn't that bad. This is fun. And sometimes you're in the mood for garbage. Like we're watching Love Is Blind right now. Trashy show. absolute trash. But my wife and I are having the most fun watching that
Awesome.
shit. So it's got to be that. Hulu. I cut Hulu. I don't think I miss Hulu too much. Um, except Hulu has What We Do in the Shadows, and that'd be the only real reason that I'd keep it. So for me, it'd
Yeah.
be Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Netflix, and I'd get rid of everything else.
I think you should do the bundle for Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN,
Oh,
which
okay.
is $12 for the whole package.
That's not bad.
That's what I have, and I think it's worth it because Hulu puts out a lot of cool TV stuff
Yeah,
and anime and whatnot,
yeah.
and so it would be like if it's $12, I ration it as $6 for Hulu and $6 for
Mhm.
Disney.
And Apple TV is starting to come into their own right. They've got a few good things, and they've got Ted Lasso, and I can't give up Ted Lasso.
I will say, I think out of all the streaming sites, all the streaming things, Apple TV has the nicest looking shows and
Mhm.
stuff overall.
Oh, it's gorgeous. The way they shoot stuff is gorgeous on there.
Like I look at it, I'm like, damn, these are some really fine HD
Mhm.
visuals for anything. And then I go over to the other stuff, and it's like it's all right. They look like TV, like you would be watching on TV. Apple TV itself looks like a step beyond or above. Tasty Melon says minimum Disney, Netflix, HBO, and Prime for the shipping. Prime, yeah, that's how I view it because I'm not ordering as much stuff
Mhm.
from Amazon, but I'm like, yeah, I get the Prime movies and I get to order some stuff free shipping.
Prime
Yeah,
Prime is the thing where you might as well just get it simply because of the free shipping.
yeah,
It just makes sense. Like, why would you not get Prime, especially this day and age where Amazon is pretty much the corporate overlord of online shopping? Um, so it
yeah.
just makes sense.
FX shows are the only reason I still have Hulu. That's right. The FX stuff is there.
It's great. Yeah.
Oh, I never told you. I did watch What We Do in the Shadows.
What'd you think?
I loved it. I watched I saw the movie a while back, and I watched the 3 seasons. I loved it.
I told you.
My favorite thing is how they repurposed everything from the movie, but yet it still felt nice and fresh for
Yeah.
the show. It
Yeah.
didn't bother me like, oh, they're doing the exact same thing, just update it in
Yeah.
America, but it still worked and it was still hilarious. I loved it.
I love Guillermo on that show. Guillermo's fucking
Fantastic. I love that character. And the whole and I love when they got weird with when they showed the troll and when they did
yes.
the chupacabra looking type monster and the siren. I'm like, this is awesome. I love it. This
Yeah.
is my type of show.
The thing is, I would have thought the Colin stuff, the energy vampire, I thought, okay, this is going to run its course after one season. But they keep finding new ways to make him hilarious and make
Yep.
it work.
Yep. It's a genius move to have an energy vampire. I loved it.
I love when he starts getting too powerful, his head starts getting bigger and
It
bigger.
got super Junji Ito on us
It did. It
with
got
that.
weird.
Also, I am addicted to the opening theme song. I love how they were able to make the actors look like they lived forever when
Yeah.
they view like the vintage photographs and all that stuff. I don't know what it is, but I love that opening so much.
Yeah.
I never skipped it.
My favorite episode out of them all is the Jackie Deltona, where
Oh, that was amazing. Oh, that yeah, I could just watch a whole show out of that.
holy shit, was that good? Where he goes to the town and he's gone for a week, and he thinks that he's been gone for months when he shows back up.
It's only been a week. Oh my god.
He beats the shit out of the motorcycle gang, and it turns out they were Toys for Tots.
Oh, that show, man. I need to get the movie now that I'm thinking about it. The
Yeah.
Blu-ray. I need to find that.
Yeah, no, the movie's great. The movie's great. The movie's great, but the show's even better.
Yeah, I agree. I like the show more, but the movie has sort of that realism to it, and the show because it has the budget for it. The
Mm.
show goes more into the fantastical stuff as the episodes progress,
Yeah.
and the movie just feels like it's completely real, like it's shot on a handy cam by somebody. That's what I like about it.
How great is Mark Hamill in that show? He's only in, I think, 2 episodes, but he's fantastic in that show.
They even snuck in a lightsaber joke. Of course, you got to do it. It's Luke. Oh, we got some questions in the chat. Sorry, chat. We're talking about vampires here, and you guys are asking questions. Next, imagine following up, finally caught Hosoda's Bell. I am super envious because I really want to see that movie, and nobody's airing it locally. Both very corny and highly derivative of Summer Wars and reducible to well done adolescent emotional fantasy, but still visually inventive. And like Summer Wars offers one of the most incisive understandings and creative depictions of youth engagement with modern social media. That I've actually heard that from critics. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Modern youth engagement with social media. I really want to check it out. I'm a fan of Hosoda, and I have almost every movie of his, so I'm really excited for the Bell Blu-ray because I am watching it in theaters. Is this Prime free shipping exclusive to the US? It shouldn't be. I think you get Prime, it works for worldwide. No? I don't know.
I would imagine so.
Although it depends on the region, because I'm not getting the 2-day free shipping thing because planes have to fly many miles to get here. So I don't see that happening in the 2-day stuff. Unless they build a freaking distribution center, which they've wanted to do that for ages, but it hasn't happened yet. So I get free shipping, but it still takes like a minimum a week for something to arrive.
You know, I'm kind of surprised they haven't built one over there in Puerto Rico, man. I mean, it would help with jobs and stuff like that.
They've tried, and something always happens. Somebody complains, something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeff, I thought Vigilante was a woman in the comics. There have been multiple Vigilantes, if I remember correctly. Arrow used a different version, but with a similar costume design. There is a difference between a pet rat and feral rats. I agree with you. I don't like either. Sorry, Jeff. I don't want to ruin our friendship here, buddy. I don't like either.
I don't like either. Yeah.
Cleveland Brown arrived late. Did you talk about this small indie game coming out tomorrow that's not receiving any hype? Elden Ring, I think. That's on the agenda before we wrap up in a couple minutes.
God.
It is officially one of the best reviewed games of all time, with a 97 and a 98 in Metacritic and the other website that does reviews. I don't know the name of it.
I am at full mast. I cannot fucking wait for this game, dude. I am so hyped. Like I said, I took Friday off of work. I have a dentist appointment around 9:00, but the rest of the day is I've just set the rest of the day aside for Elden Ring. I cannot wait. I'm so hyped.
Let's go. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for you and for all the fans. I don't know if I'm going to get it because that's not my type of game with the grind and the super difficulty levels and all that stuff. I like more colorful things and Nintendo games. But still, I'm excited for it, and who knows? Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. Everybody's talking so much about it. I'm like, I guess I have to play it at some point.
Well, here's the thing, man. It's pretty fucking wild now that if you look at all the games that have come out this month, and we still have Triangle Strategy, we still have a Kirby game that comes out next month. We still have so many things that are going to drop within the next few weeks, and it is my poor wallet can't take it.
Lou, do you know what class you're going to play as in Elden Ring? I have been going back and forth with Astrologer and Vagabond.
Off the top of my head, I don't know, simply because I usually play a strength build class and just ignore a lot of the magic stuff. But from what I've been reading is you really want to use a lot of magic in this. Yeah. So I might change it up for this.
There you
I
go.
just like a big club and to hit things really hard in these games. So.
For me, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I've been playing um, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I'm nearing the final Noble
Mm-hmm.
in the Winter region, and I'm really excited because I can finally catch one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. That is, of course, Frostlass. She's awesome. Of
Cool.
course, I need to get Snorunt and evolve her to like level 30 something.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm excited for that to have a 3D version of Frostlass. She's awesome, and the game is absolutely wonderful. Half the time, I'm just walking around and catching Pokemon. I don't care about the story. I'm just living it up and running around and getting acorns to craft Pokeballs and potions. I love the idea that if you want a hyper potion, you need to craft super potions and then add them. So I'm like, pretty sneaky. I like that.
Um, can they go back from this formula if they wanted to do the whole 8 gym leaders and all that? Could they go back to that after this? I don't think they can.
I think what they're gonna do is make Legends its own subclass of Pokemon games
Yeah.
because there are enough hints in it that you get people visiting from the Kanto region, from Johto.
Hmm.
Um, so I could see them making Pokemon Legends. It'd be cool, Johto, because of the dogs and Lugia. That would be amazing because they have really cool backstories.
That'd be cool.
I could see them implementing the open world aspect to the ninth generation, though. They have to. I mean, you've opened the lid,
You
Pandora's
can't go
box
back.
on this. You can't go back
You can't go back. You got to keep
because
it.
they tried and experimented with Yellow or Let's Go Pikachu. That's the
Mm-hmm.
first one that sort of gave us a little bit of open world and the Pokemon in the terrain and all that stuff. Uh, so the Pokemon Company, they keep evolving little by little. It takes them a while, but each installment they add things from the previous one to it. So I don't know.
I think it'd be cool if you get to go to Johto and you could see the burned tower before
Yeah.
like the actual thing burned down.
Hmm.
There's a lot of cool stuff that they from the backstory and the lore of Pokemon that if they want to go back and kind of touch on that and do games out of it, the story it's there. It's definitely there. Have you found a Charmander yet? Because I haven't found a Charmander.
No,
So
he's not in the game, unfortunately.
fuck, how do they not have Charmander?
None of the Gen 1 starters are there, nor Feraligator's missing or Totodile. What's this? The Meganium is missing.
Wow.
There are a lot there, but it's basically all the Gen 4 Pokemon and just a selected few from like Gen 1 to 3 and some from, I don't know if there are from
Yeah.
Gen 5,
I
but
was
it's
hoping
mostly just Gen 4.
I was hoping Totodile was in there because he's my favorite of the starters. I love Totodile. But you know, give it a few months, and I guarantee you we'll probably get an expansion of this. They'll probably do what they did for the last game and give us an expansion.
This Sunday is Pokemon Day, which is celebrated every year on the last week of February, I think.
Hmm.
I think it's every year like that. All week they've been revealing stuff from different games, the mobile stuff. Sword and Shield got like a max raid thing that's happening with the Gen 1 starters in their mega forms, Giganto forms, or whatever the hell they're called. So on the final day, they're going to reveal something. I don't think they're going to reveal DLC or expanded content, but I want them to.
Yeah.
Like I remember new Pokemon Snap last year. A lot of people were complaining that they were missing Pokemon, and they randomly, like 2 months later, dropped a free update, and added like 50 Pokemon to the game. I'm like, oh, cool. Can you please do that for this game and add Totodile because Feraligator's my all-time favorite Pokemon. Pretty
Yeah.
please. Um, so we'll see. A couple other stories that I want to highlight before we wrap up. We got a couple more minutes left. Chameleon has been cast in the Craven the Hunter movie.
Oh, okay, cool.
Riley said he didn't like this dude. I'm like, well, that's good because he's going to play a bad guy. That's the whole point. Fred Heschinger, or however you pronounce it,
I don't
from The
know.
White Lotus, he is going to play.
Oh, him. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to play the Chameleon, Craven's younger brother. This film will be set in Sony's Spider-Man universe alongside Venom and Morbius. I'm very interested to see just what the hell Sony plans to do with all of its IPs and movies on the Sony Spider-Man verse. What is the end game for that? I'm baffled by it. I believe in them. I want them to succeed, but I don't understand what's happening. Well, what are we going to do with Craven in his movie? Is he going to hunt animals?
Sony, just focus on making good games. Okay, that's all you need to focus on right now. You're doing great.
You know what'd be fun just to troll people in the Craven the Hunter movie. Craven finds out that they've mutated animals into giant-sized forms. So he takes on a spider, a rhino, a scorpion, basically all the Spider-Man villains, but in animal form. Because I really don't know what you can do with Craven. Who's going to be the bad guy for Craven to fight? Is it just a hunting movie? What the hell does Chameleon have to do in this movie if he's not copying Spider-Man? I don't know.
Have they cast Craven yet? Do we
know? Quicksilver from the MCU.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can see it working because he got all buffed up for Godzilla, so I can see it.
Okay.
It's gonna take some convincing, so we'll have to wait for the trailer and to see if he has a thick accent. Hopefully, he does.
See, when I think of Craven, to me, I think the Spider-Man 90s animated series. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Yeah. Oh, and Russell Crowe is in the movie too, but they haven't said which character he's playing.
If Russell Crowe was young, he would have been Craven.
I agree. Make him the ultimate version. Ultimate Craven is Australian. But he was, I don't know if you remember, he was a reality TV show host.
Craven?
Yeah, in the Ultimate Universe. And he was kind of a letdown. He was just more of like a Steve Irwin type character.
Okay, hear me out. Digitally make Russell Crowe younger, give him a phone, and you've got your Craven.
I can see it.
That phone thing is a deep cut, and I don't expect almost any of you in the chat to remember that.
Nope. I got you. Unless was it him with the phone? I thought it was another actor, but yeah.
No, it was him with the phone.
Oh, okay. Jess would be a great Craven. You talking our Jess? Which Jess? That'd be a weird Craven. Wholesome Craven. So yeah, we got that news, and we got two more news to close off this spectacular episode.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit briefly about the Doctor Strange thing, because I don't think we talked about it on this channel. I know the trailer debuted like ages ago in Internet Talk. Everybody's going crazy about this, and if you thought expectations were high for Spider-Man, let me tell you, Doctor Strange, he's got it rough, because you got people excited for mutants, you got people excited for Deadpool, Captain Carter for some reason, you got people excited for the Illuminati, you got people excited for, what else is there? Mephisto. Everything. With Wanda and the kids.
People are just pulling stuff out of their ass for this movie, because the theories are everywhere. And after the last Spider-Man movie, I just don't pay attention to any of that shit anymore.
Yeah. There's a point where in the trailer where it looks like there are dinosaurs, so people are assuming like what's the Savage Land or something.
Yeah.
Supposedly, well, not supposedly, but in the trailer you do hear oh my gosh, Patrick Stewart's voice. So everybody got excited. Like, is that freaking Charles Xavier? Like, looks like it.
Yeah.
I love the idea that we're getting the Illuminati. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed, right? You see 6 chairs and you hear Patrick Stewart.
Eh,
I don't know. I'm so interested by that. I can't wait for that.
Is it Patrick Stewart?
It sounds like 100% like him,
It
and
sounds
they haven't denied it.
it sounds pretty fucking spot on. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. Are they going to do the Illuminati? For all we know, the 6 people in those chairs could be different versions of Strange himself. That's for all we know. Some people are saying John Krasinski has film scenes where
I hope
he's
not.
Mr. Fantastic. You don't see him as Mr. Fantastic?
I don't think you should introduce Reed Richards that way.
I kind of agree with you. Yeah, I think
That's a disservice to the character.
I really do too.
I
Even
could
though
see Black Bolt showing up because why not?
I think they buried the Inhumans, buddy. I think that they.
Let me dream.
I think. Oof.
But there's also the fact that we see Ultron bots repurposed as Iron Man drones. So people are somehow speculating, a superior Iron Man is going to show up.
Yeah, I've heard that, and Tom Cruise is apparently superior. The theories are all over the fucking place for this. I would love that.
I don't know.
Just
Deadpool
because
supposedly rumored for the movie too.
everybody's in this fucking thing. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna wait. We're 3 months away from the. I think about 3 months. We're 3 months away from this in theaters, and I'm gonna enjoy it for what it is when it comes out and watch the hell out of this. And it's probably gonna be really great, and I'm gonna look forward to it. Do I think the Illuminati is in this? I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard
I
to say.
like that this guy from the What If show is there.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Superior Stranger, whatever the hell his name is.
Look, they're speculating about Hugh Jackman. Guys, he's not going to be in it. Shut
he's
up.
not going to be in it. He's
No.
totally not. Jackman, I think Jackman has a solid no on the character now, simply because he got tired of waking up at 3 a.m. to eat fucking dry chicken to stay in. Have you heard of what he's had to do to stay in that shape for the
that's
movie?
insane. That's insane.
Yeah. The guy was waking up around 3 a.m. eating just baked chicken, no taste, nothing to it, just baked chicken, like a whole chicken, because he had to have the calories in his body to keep the muscle on him, because he's naturally not that muscular. He's a pretty slim guy.
Yeah. I'm looking for an image here. Strange Iron Man. Multiverse. Give me a second. Multiverse.
I'm gonna say I think Patrick Stewart's a given, because you just don't drop. It's got to be his voice, right? Unless they're doing the fake thing. They've faked us out before in trailers. They've lied to us a whole bunch in trailers in the past. There were several scenes that in the last Spider-Man movie, Toby and Andrew were in those scenes in the movie, but they weren't in those scenes in the trailer.
Yeah. I'm going to share something. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Put your tinfoil hats on. This is a supposed leaked concept art for the movie, and nobody believed it. And when the trailer dropped, everybody lost their minds on Reddit. So this is concept art for the movie with like CG storyboards or something like that.
Okay, I have seen these before. Yeah.
You've seen that? Okay.
Yeah, I have seen this.
So I'm like, oh, that just proves them right.
That's spot on from.
So I don't know what they're gonna do. I like the idea. I love the idea of an Illuminati being in the MCU because I love that team. I love the concept behind that, and I'm whatever they decide to do with it, I'll be excited. I don't care.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my man Black Bolt or freaking Namor or Black Panther show up. I don't know. And what was the other thing I wanted to show about this? Oh, okay. I put the friggin' thumbnail. Have you seen Defender Strange?
Defender Strange?
Yes, there's an image of Defender Strange in one of the TV spots. Let's
Hmm.
share that.
Is it the
In
one
one
with
of
the
the
basketball? Oh, okay.
in one of the TV spots, we see that. So they're saying it's based off of this version of Strange from the comics. If I can find the freaking thing. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. This is what they're alluding to when he got this costume on without the cape.
Okay.
But there is a mysterious character that everybody went wild on TikTok and YouTube and Twitter. People were saying, "Oh, it's Nova. No, it's Captain Marvel. No, it's this." I'm like, why couldn't it be this version of Strange, just with superpowers? Let's see if I can find a picture of it. Strange multiverse. Do you know what I'm talking about? With the characters like super glowed up and like energy beams or something, and people are thinking it's a new character or Monica Rambeau.
Hmm. Mm-mm.
I can't find the picture. Chat, if you guys know where I can find that picture. Because when the movie comes out, I want to come back to this show and see if I got it right. Also, Shuma Gorath is in the movie, but they changed the name of it because of legal reasons. Because that name belongs to Robert E. Howard's estate, so they're doing another name for it or whatever. That movie's all over the place. I love it. Strange. Damn it. Monica? Let's see if I Google that. Okay, here it is. Got it. I don't like that it's featuring a. It's an article from Screen Rant. Shout out to them, making this show possible by swiping their content. Yay! Oh, you didn't hear that from me. Uh, this is a dumb theory or whatever. So they're going off this image right here. You see the glowing character. This costume has a little triangle thingy or whatever, and I thought when I saw that, I'm like, oh, it lines up with this little triangle thing that he has on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but people went wild as they do with theories. The internet, it's just being the internet.
Yeah, people just going nuts and just can't wait for the movie to come out. Just relax, guys. The movie will come out, and chances are it'll be really good. Sam Raimi. It's Sam Raimi. I trust Raimi for this stuff.
So my question for you guys later: wrong edition only, wrong answers only. Who is this character from the movie? If you're watching this later, leave a comment. Who is this character in Doctor Strange 2? Wrong answers only, please. The funniest one will get a heart from your boy.
Captain Boomerang.
Oh, that'd be fun. Captain
Clearly.
Boomerang? Yeah.
Clearly.
So people were saying, oh, that's Superior Iron Man. No, that's Monica Rambeau. Oh, that's Nova. I'm like, I don't know. It can be Doctor Strange, a variant of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Superior Iron Man, Tom Cruise.
There you go. And last but not least, you wanted to bring it up, and I left it for last about the 3DS.
Oh God, that's just heartbreaking.
Talk to me about it.
That's absolutely heartbreaking. So, for those of you out there that don't know, the 3DS eShop will be shutting down, along with the Wii U eShop. Right? They're both shutting them down.
Yeah.
So the 3DS eShop and the Wii U eShop will be shutting down sometime next year. And dude, I just think that's one of the worst things in the world, simply for preservation reasons, because there's a lot of games that are digital only and that's on those eShops that you're not going to get. Not only that, the 3DS really isn't that old when you think about it, and it hasn't been. Switch has only been out for 5 years, and the 3DS was what was keeping Nintendo really afloat
After the disaster of the Wii U, yes.
after the disaster of the Wii U. Yeah, so I think it's kind of a damn shame that they're moving on so fast from the 3DS, because it's such a fucking great console. You sent me a link, and I almost took the plunge on getting a Nintendo 2DS just for preservation reasons because I want a lot of these games. There's so many great fucking 3DS games out there.
Yeah. This is just a little article from Screen Rant. Shout out to them, unofficial sponsor of Media Night. Yeah, there are a lot of digital only titles that are going to be lost to time. I mean, we're talking legal stuff because obviously, if you go down the illegal route, there's always ROMs and hacks and mods and all that stuff. So that's not the question here. We're talking legal statuses of games. These are not going to be preserved. Obviously, yes, Nintendo has the code, so that will be forever guarded and stored in their data banks or whatever. That's not going anywhere. But for like the video game libraries and consumers and historians and all that stuff, these games are going to be lost to time. A lot of digital only titles that are not going to be made available. This is your last warning. You've got until, I think it's in a couple months, where you can no longer add in funds from a credit card, and the shop will remain open until this time next year. So what I would do, we're talking legally here, buy some digital titles. I mean, here's a quick little article, but I can recommend to you guys the Ace Attorney games. The 4th and 5th game never got a physical release in the US, as shocking as that sounds, because a lot of people like Ace Attorney and Phoenix Wright. The first 3 are available in multiple formats, but 4 and 5 nowhere to be seen. So get an SD card and buy some of those books. Buy some of those games and add them to your library. It's a shame, but yeah. Also, a lot of people on the internet went crazy, like, "Oh, it's closing down. What are we going to do? This is a travesty and whatnot. I guess we're going to have to pirate everything." I'm like, whoa.
They jumped to that shit quick.
Way to escalate things. Jesus Christ. I mean, calm down.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of physical media. But eventually everything's going to shut down, right? The Wii U, I didn't care for it. The 3DS, we knew it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen this year or next year. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can say from a legal standpoint. If you want to preserve the 3DS, buy as many of the stuff of the older games as you can, because you can get the virtual console for the 3DS and buy older games. If you'd like to, for example, if you played Metroid Dread and you want to go back and play Zero Mission and Fusion, you can't do that because the cartridges are super expensive, and not everybody's going to go back and buy GBA games. So the only way you can legally get them is through the Wii U and the 3DS with their virtual console.
Yeah.
So yeah, get some eShop credits, cards, because that's going away as well, and buy some games.
How much does a Nintendo 3DS run for right now?
Between 100 and 200
for a 3DS.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't really need the new 3DS, right? A regular old 3DS will work.
The new 3DS, like if you play
was it Xenoblade?
Xenoblade, it's going to run a lot better. And for some stupid reason, you can't play Super Metroid on 3DS, but it will run just fine on the new 3DS XL. I'm like, come on, guys. But if you mod it, I'm just gonna be honest here. If you mod the thing, you can play pretty much whatever you want. So yeah.
I gotta get me a 3DS. I'm looking at some of these prices, and Jesus Christ, dude.
But they released a lot of special editions, so prices are all over the place.
Yeah.
NFL Dude says, this reminds me of last year. There were leaked plans for Sony shutting down the PSP and Vita access to the PlayStation Network. Everyone freaked the hell out. Then Sony didn't shut down access. I think Sony had concrete plans to do it. Then a younger person in the room had the idea to leak the idea on the internet to show the executives how stupid an idea it would be. The thing is, yes, that's great. The PS3 and PSP stores were not shut down, but Nintendo is not PlayStation. And Nintendo does not care about our crying about this, and they will shut it down.
They don't give a fuck.
No. And the sad reality is, I get it. They're wasting cash on keeping these servers for these services. I totally understand that, but they don't care. They're going to shut it down. That was the plan all along. It's been a good 11 years. They're like, screw it. Fuck it. Let's close it down. So, my opinion, start buying physical games as soon as possible because prices are going to go up immediately after, I'm going to say, summer.
Mm-hmm.
When the first wave starts hitting, and by that I mean when you can no longer add credit card info on the eShop, a lot of people are going to start scalping for 3DS games.
Yeah.
Guarantee it. I'm not joking. It's a real thing. It's already happening. Obscure JRPGs and stuff like that is already super expensive on the 3DS. It's going to get worse. So if you want a game, get it now for it. Sorry, but that's the truth. Yeah. So rest in peace, 3DS eShop. I had a lot of fun memories with it. I still have mine. It still works. I never talked about it on the show. I had a moment of crisis with it. I'll close it with this topic and then we can wrap it up. My 3DS, when I heard the news, I'm like, man, I'm pumped up. I opened the 3DS, turned it on. It won't turn on. I didn't know what was happening. I plugged in the AC adapter. I'm like, it charges for like, it lights up for like 5 seconds and then it shuts off. So I'm thinking, okay, is the battery, because it's a rechargeable battery, is it dying? Or is the AC adapter busted? One of the cables was loose inside or whatever. So I toyed around with both ideas and nothing was happening. Mm-hmm. I would twist and bend the cable to see what was up and nothing. And I was freaking out. So I'd looked online and people were saying like it's probably either a bad battery, a bad AC adapter, or the charging port itself on the console's board got damaged. So it's just taking it out and replacing it, whatever. None of that is what was happening. What happened was, for some reason, the last time I played with my 3DS was in August of 2021. So it's been shut off since then. Wow. And apparently you're not supposed to do that because sometimes the battery will just freeze up. And that was what was happening. It wouldn't turn on. So the solution was to take the back plate off, take the battery out, put it back in. I hit the power button. Everything was working just fine. And the thing was, it was just a frozen battery because the charge meter was completely full, which is why the adapter was turning itself on for 5 seconds and then turning off because it was already full. The charge was already there, so there was no need for it to keep charging. So it was not anybody's fault but mine for not realizing I had to unplug the battery. So lesson of tonight, don't leave your 3DS unattended and turn it on once in a while.
See, Nintendo, man, I agree with NFL, dude. I think the biggest issue with Nintendo is that it's such a pain in the ass as far as preservation and them moving stuff over onto new platforms and stuff like that. And the thing is that we are going more and more digital. Games in general are just becoming more and more digital. Like for me, it's so much easier. I just pay the $60 and then I download it, and Elden Ring tomorrow night at midnight will be playable. I don't have to go in line and stand in GameStop and wait for all the nerds to pick up their copy at 12 o'clock and then come home, install it. I don't have to do all that. Although, I will admit, there is a part of me that does kind of miss the midnight. Did you ever do a midnight launch at a GameStop or anything like that?
Like twice. Yeah. And they're fun. They were a lot of fun back in the day.
They were fun. I did it once for Grand Theft Auto 4, and I did it once for Skyrim with my roommates in college. Nice. And they were pretty fun when we did them. But after that, I'm just like, I swore I'd never do that again. I'll never do one of those again.
Oh yeah. So we'll see what happens, but that's our word of advice here on the show.
Yeah, man.
Get the physical games.
Yes.
I love cartridges over CDs. I still do. So I'm a huge fan of Nintendo games for that reason. Um,
I'm gonna have to bite the bullet. I'm gonna have to pick up either a 2DS XL or something like that, and pick up a few games before they start becoming really difficult to get, especially those Fire Emblem games, because I love Fire Emblem and those games are awesome.
you're good with like Mario stuff. Don't worry about that. That's evergreen. To come back to comics for a second, but
Mm-hmm.
like JRPGs, Fire Emblem, Pokemon. Even though there are a million cartridges of that, but still, it's Pokemon. It's going to go up in price.
Yeah.
The obscure titles, those are going to be super expensive. Just saying. Um, let's see. A couple more comments here before we wrap up. Let me remind you guys that this show is sponsored, of course, by the fabulous people of InStockTrades.com, your home for all things collected editions, whether it be an omnibus, trade paperback, manga, hardcover, whatever it may be. You get it at IST. Daily deals include up to 65% off on books. You got to check it out. Of course, if your order has $50 or more, you get free shipping, loyalty discounts, tack on an extra 2% to that, fantastic customer service, and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. A couple comments here before we wrap up. When it comes to movies based on Marvel characters, have we not reached a limit? There's about 60 films. They're going to do them all. What would your response be to Vin Diesel finally showing up as Black Bolt in it? Look, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real with you. If you're going to do that, then just don't do it. Don't do it.
Not about it.
I'm good taking an passing off the baton or something. Just don't do it. I don't want Vin Diesel as Black Bolt. Lou, if you want to see a cinematic depiction of that exact type of joyless athletic bodybuilding eating, watch the opening breakfast scene of A Skin So Soft. I don't know that movie.
I have no clue.
But we'll check it out. The Flash grabbed the head of E.T., which is glowing blue for some reason. Is that for the Doctor Strange thing? I don't know.
I guess.
Devil Dinosaur, that's a good guess. This is very important, Jeff. Like, subscribe, and share, and buy from IST to help the channel. Damn it. Yes. Thank you. Everybody go buy something from IST. Fantastic deals every week, and you guys are sleeping on it. What are you doing with your life? Go buy some books. I bought some books this week. When they get here, I'll show them off, but I bought some books from IST this week, and I'm really excited about it. I bought some manga, and I bought some hardcovers. You're going to have to wait on a Monday to see them. Devil Dinosaur, yes. Let's make it happen. Another Kirby creation. Anything else? Human Torch. That'd be fun. It's not going to be Human Torch, but it'd be fun. Yes, I went to midnight launch for Nintendo Switch. Nice. Don't you want to buy a scratch protection on that disc, though? Tom Hardy is Black Bolt if he wasn't. No. Tom Hardy, he's the go-to guy nowadays. Who do we cast? Tom Hardy. I'm like, no. Leave him alone. Let him be Venom with that weird voice that he does for Venom. What else am I missing? Am I missing anything else? Did we cover everything? We're good, right?
Yeah, I think we're good, man.
Okay. Comics Guide. Lou, where can people find you on the internet?
Or you guys can find me at Comics Guide 101 on Twitter and Comics Guide 101 on, of course, YouTube, where I have an archive of old videos that you can check out.
Pretty relevant. Before we drop off, Venom Spawn is the campfire this weekend. I'm going to see Steve-O, assuming he means Jackass. So I'm going to miss it if it is. It's the campfire this weekend.
Yeah, it is this weekend. It's this Saturday.
Okay, so subscribe to Patreon to get more uncensored raw, hardcore Omnibros action with our MVP, Gabe, and our wonderful Lou here.
There you go.
Talking campfire style with you guys and doing a private show. Anything and everything is available. Nothing is off limits. You can talk about modding 3DSs. I don't care. Just subscribe to the Patreon. That's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Don't tempt me because I probably will mod the shit out of a 3DS if I can
yes.
get a good price.
Yes. Do it. So, that's it, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with a comic book focused episode. We'll see. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Thank you to the chat. You guys are wonderful as always. If you're watching this at a later point, let us know what you thought of the topics that we talked about. Is there a stream tomorrow? I just said that. Yes. I'll try to make it, but I'm feeling a fever coming that day. I hope you're good. But yes, we will be here tomorrow with another show. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to our sponsor. Thank you to every single person out there in the universe for making it happen. I'm out. I'm stalling because I can't find the thing. There we go. Oh my God, guys, please stop commenting. I'm so glad I never got the video game bug collecting frustrating enough. I'm a firm believer in physical media, CDs, DVDs, book, comics, glad I didn't get comicsology. That's another topic that we can talk about, comicsology.
I gotta go.
Holy crap.
I gotta go.
All right, we're good. We're out. Thank you, everybody.
Night, everybody.